Now, you are watching a movie by the likes of Rami X. At least I believe that this is a movie. But technically it's not animated, so it's not necessarily a movie, but you guys catch my drift. This is a very long video that you're going to be watching if you clicked on this video and intend on watching it. So sit back, relax, enjoy maybe a cup of coffee, tea, juice, water even. Maybe you have popcorn just for this special occasion that is this video, or some sort of food. Enjoy. As I bring to you, What If Naruto Was Sukuna's Reincarnation? The movie. Now, for the first segment of this What If, it's basically just going to be a preview of what you're going to get. At least that's what it acts as. So don't skip it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that it's part one. In normal What Ifs, you just do part one, part two, part three, whatever, etc., etc. But my part one kind of acts as the base for the story. So this is going to be a preview to the series, and then we get into like very juicy stuff, right? Now, with that being said, yeah, hope you all enjoy, and it's going to be structured like a normal part one will be, so you might even get an outro of sorts. That being said, enjoy. Rami X back with another video. Hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as that would be greatly appreciated. Now, with that being said, this is a video that I'm very enthusiastic about, so to speak, as I've been really trying to get this video for a very long time. But yeah, with that being said, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, share the video to a friend who likes What Ifs, and with that being said, we can now begin the video. Now, to be clear here, Naruto will quite literally have a version of Sukuna within him. Let me explain this, since Naruto is Sukuna's reincarnation. Now, this Sukuna does not have to abide by the laws of the Naruto universe, but to be exact, he's basically like a second Nine-Tails, so to speak. Now, he's much different from the Nine-Tails because he is the King of Curses, Sukuna himself, but yeah. With that being said, we start the story off with a young boy walking down the streets of the village. He looked no older than 4 with short hair, which was colored blonde. One villager gave him a look, and then another. He then turned around, giving them a look back. This look was more brazen. It was a look of the devil. This scared the villagers, as they did not see this coming, and they would decide not to mess with the demon child. This demon child is the boy we all know and love as Uzumaki Naruto, or in other words, Naruto Uzumaki. Now, as the title suggests, this is Sukuna's reincarnation we're talking about here, so Naruto looked down on the villagers. To him, they were merely ants who gave him looks, annoying ones at that. Naruto would run off into the woods, where he would train. It was almost as if his body had moved on its own. And this very training made Naruto much stronger. Naruto gained newfound strength, each and every day. Now, to compare him to something in the Naruto universe, by the age of 8, he had the average strength of a 24-year-old Jonin in the Naruto universe. Naruto's legs could pull 20 trees each, and his arms could pull 20 stones each. Naruto also improved his lung capacity each and every day. Here, he would speak to the voice inside his head. This voice was Sukuna, the King of Curses. It was as if he could only speak to this man, or, in Naruto's mind, this thing, when he was doing something that could kill him. In this case, it was underwater. This is kind of self-explanatory, because he could drown. Sukuna would ask Naruto a question while sitting upon several bones, skulls, and things alike. How long do you wish to be the human's trash? I'm sure you can see it. You're like a trash can to them. They treat you like you're nothing. Never mind the fact that it's all the Kyuubi's fault. Actually, never mind the fact that without you, this village would succumb to many attacks from various other nations. That's my theory anyway. Naruto sat there silently, holding his breath underneath the water. Now, since you're my reincarnation, and in essence, also my vessel, I'd rather you not let humans look down on you, Naruto. Sukuna would crack his fingers. If only a little bit. Naruto would sigh, as he would say, "It's not that I want them to look down on me, but without being able to do what I want, I won't be able to do the reverse by looking down on them." I see. So you want to become a ninja so you can have that free will. Fine. I don't really care what you do, but if you're not a ninja by the age of 10, so 2 years, then we're following my lead. Alright? Fine. 2 more years would pass. Now Naruto has entered the academy and he is the top student. Sasuke is merely a fly to him. He doesn't really like to listen to Iruka, as Iruka is much weaker than him. He tends to look down on him as well, since, well, Iruka is like nothing to him, just like Sasuke. With that being said, Naruto knew what his place was in the pecking order as far as being a ninja was, so he decided that he would get as strong as he could, due to the fact that he knew he would not be able to progress through the ninja system fast enough to honor his deal with Sukuna of becoming a ninja at the age of 10. Naruto's unforeseen strength would be first seen by Danzo Shimura, or Danzo for short. Some call him an elder, though. Now, with that being said, Danzo, seeing this and how determined Naruto was to become a ninja, would, rather than allowing him to become a ninja, would seclude him from society. Danzo saw Naruto at the age of 10 to 8 as too much of a threat to society, in his growing strength and his prodigal wits, that he should be confined to solitary confinement for the rest of his life and should only act as a weapon for the Leaf Village, and solely a weapon. In Danzo's mind, this was fine. In Danzo's mind, this is what Naruto was designed for, designed to do, nurtured to do. But unfortunately for Danzo himself, this is not what Naruto wanted, and this was not what Sukuna wanted either. Naruto wanted adventure, freedom, a will of his own, power, strength, land, money. He never wanted to starve. He never wanted to be locked away. And he sure as hell didn't want to be told what to do by some quote-unquote lowly human. Naruto now sat down in a cell, so cold and so dark he could barely move. In front of him stood a single potato. He went to grab it, but his body was too weak, and he would black out. Here he would see Sukuna, as Sukuna would smile, putting a finger to his tooth. "Do you see me? Look at me. Do I look like the type to want to be in prison?" "No, Sukuna, you don't." "I, Ryomen Sukuna. You think I would like to sit in this cell? I thought you made me a promise, Naruto." Naruto's real body would grit his teeth, as an ominous aura would surround him. This aura was neither Ryomen Sukuna's nor Naruto Uzumaki's. This aura was red with fury. Many of you who watch the Naruto show may know what aura this is, but I'll continue nevertheless. Ryuma would continue. "I am the king of curses. Where I'm from, I'm known as a special grade. Actually, I think I'm much higher than that. I really can't remember. Anyway, you will not succumb to the fury of these lowly humans." "You're right, Sukuna. I won't. I am Uzumaki Naruto. And I am no scum." Naruto's strength would re-emerge, almost as if he had been at 100%, as he would quickly grab the potato, sinking it down his mouth. In other words, he would devour that potato. With that being said, Naruto would break out of his cell. There stood two Anbu, who had sensed Naruto's presence from far away and had decided to check up on the boy. Naruto now stood still, as he grabbed one in each of his hands and slammed them down into the ground. With that, he would continue to kick them. Kick, kick, kick. This is what he thought in his mind. Kick them until they die. Kick the brats who imprisoned me. Kick the ones who let it happen. Destroy those who are lower than me. Those who try to oppose me. Naruto almost felt evil. Now let me start to explain. This sudden power is the cause of the power of the Nine Tails, the will of the Nine Tails. Now, Sukuna basically makes it so that the Nine Tails doesn't have as much control over Naruto. But this doesn't mean that it, A, can't influence Naruto's abilities, movements, that kind of thing. And B, can't give Naruto its chakra. Right now, Kurama's sole goal, Kurama being the Nine Tails, is to free himself from the seal. So, giving Naruto chakra is the easiest way to do this. And with the disturbance of Sukuna, the seal is much weaker already so that he can give Naruto an abundance more of chakra. Much earlier than in canon, when we should see this amount of Nine Tails chakra. Now, with that being said, Naruto would continue to walk through the layer of sorts that he was imprisoned in. Each step he took, his malice grew stronger. Each step he took, his anger grew stronger. Each step he took, his power increased. Naruto continued to walk as he asked Sukuna a question. What do we do after we get out of this stinking village? Sukuna would smile. We build our own, of course. Naruto would then say under his breath, that idea doesn't sound too bad. I honestly think I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind making my own village. Naruto got sick of walking around in some sort of labyrinth / maze / layer of sorts, as he would then create a mass of chakra surrounding his palm. Slamming it into the wall, half the building would collapse, and the other half would allow Naruto to escape. Naruto now moved on his own, fleeing. As he left, there was a girl. This girl had purple hair. It was short, but it was there. She wore an interesting suit of sorts, but it wasn't some sort of suit that you'd bring to a wedding, nor a funeral. It was just one she wore on the regular. A ninja suit, so to speak. The girl had, beautiful eyes in Naruto's opinion, and he had seen her many times throughout his time in the academy. He remembered that this girl was in his class, or technically is in his class. No, not necessarily yet. Sooner or later, it's going to be was, since he's leaving the village. Naruto would slow down. And when I say slow down, I mean slow down a lot. As he looked into the eyes of the girl who we all know as Hinata Hyuga. And he would say, sorry. Hinata didn't know what was happening, but she knew that something was wrong, as she tried to ask Naruto where he was going. But Naruto would continue. He had no time to stop now. He had no time to stop for anything. Naruto now got out of the village, as he knew what he had to do. Create a village. What do we need for that, Sukuna? Sukuna thought to himself, well, your village, at least the one that you were born in, the one that you just left. Well, they had many buildings, but they also had many ninja. Now, question is, how are we going to get these many ninja? Naruto. Well, now that you've spring this question onto me, Sukuna, I'm really not sure. Do you think we can use bandits? Mere bandits for our great village? Maybe if you train them, Naruto. I'll only accept them if you train them. Fine. I want as many ninjas as possible, so I get 1,000 bandits. Then, after, they're completely under my control. Once they're completely loyal, of course. I'll then have them build the village that we desire. Seems good to me, Sukuna would say. What sounds good to you is excellent to me. Your standards are far too high, Ryomen. Well, I am a king. What do you expect? Of course my standards are high. Yeah. Naruto would then set out to collect these, well, bandits, I guess, as... Well, not necessarily, I guess he is going out to collect these bandits, as he would find many bandits, and until he found 1,000, he wouldn't stop. This would take about a day, as there are an abundance of bandits very close to the Leaf Village, as well. A lot of them get the stupid idea that they can just attack the village and, kill the Hokage, that kind of thing, but they really don't know how the system works. Bandits are stupid, at least these bandits are. Now, with that being said, Naruto would train these bandits for about 3 months, until they knew Naruto's strength and how powerful he was not to oppose him, and also until they got strong enough so that Sukuna wouldn't, A, mind them building his, well, I guess you could say, home, in a way, and B, wouldn't mind them being around, since he could respect them for their power, knowing that Naruto himself trained the bandits. Now, 100 of these bandits wouldn't actually work on construction. Now, what would they work on, you may be asking? Like, Army X, what are you talking about? Well, put simply, they would be working on collecting more bandits. This would basically work by them going out with their superior skill, to basically rank these bandits. They are about Chunin to Jonin level, give or take. Now, the ones that they were picking up were like Genin level, so what they would have to do is collect a ton of these bandits, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands, and then they would train them. And by extension, the military power of this newfound village, which didn't even have a name, would grow exponentially. Now, this village could even surpass lands like the lands of, for example, the land of Tea. Now, with that being said, we now have a time skip. A time skip of how long, you may be asking? Well, a measly, but still long, 1 year. There were now 10,000 bandits among Naruto's village, who had now been converted into full-blown ninjas. Jonin/Chunin gear and everything, headbands and everything. Naruto's village now also had a name. What that name is, you'll figure out very soon. The name of Naruto's village was known as the Village Hidden in Power. Its leader, the Uzukage, the first one at that, Uzumaki Naruto. Now, you may be asking, well, is Sukuna included in any, like, the village, like the village's name, anything like that? Well, he is in a way. He chose it to be the Village Hidden in Power. And Naruto chose to be known as the Uzukage. With that being said, Naruto had grown a lot stronger too. Excuse me, I had a burp. Now, with that being said, how much stronger? If we put it on a scale, that's, I like to use scales in most cases for this kind of stuff. Genin being Sasuke, and Kage being, Itachi. Naruto is right under the level of Itachi. So yes, he's grown a lot, and I mean a lot, stronger than he was before. I think this Naruto could actually tangle with Itachi. Now, beat, not necessarily yet. And how has he been training? He's been training with Sukuna. Both mind training, where he trains with Sukuna in his mind, and both physical training, where Sukuna guides him, and he gets stronger that way. Naruto had also learned many things from the bandits, Like, for instance, how to make a fire. What bears, what wolves, what animals in general were best to hunt. When to hunt. How to catch prey, which also helped in his fighting, as you may have anticipated, or may have not. Now, with that being said, Naruto had decided that one thing was clear. Once he saw that his village had gotten enough power, he was going after the leaf. In secrecy, Naruto would train 2 men. These men were known as the retainers of Naruto. And Sukuna had decided upon 2 men to train himself. They were known as the retainers of Sukuna. So, the retainers of Naruto and retainers of Sukuna, respectively. All of them were somewhat equal in power, varying in skill and jutsu. A part of the stuff that Naruto did in the year gap / time skip was gathering jutsu for his village, multiple scrolls as well. He thought about just stealing one from the Leaf Village, but he didn't want to get caught, and he couldn't be seen. Any of the high-ranking ninja who would be in any position to guard a scroll would know what Naruto looked like. He had already known that they were looking for him, and that they classified him as a rogue ninja, even though he was none of the sort. Though some reports had said that he was a missing nin, and others say MIA, or in other words, missing in action. Naruto didn't mind any of the titles, but it was laughable to him. He was never a ninja. Them claiming that he was a ninja must just be to get him back to the Leaf Village, because they want his great power. They want his abilities. Now, with that being said, Naruto had started to form relations with actual villages. What I mean by this is, of course, villages like the Land of Tea are villages, right? But great nations. So, for example, the village hidden in the clouds, or the village hidden in the sand. The village hidden in the leaves is actually an example as well, but yeah. So, with that being said, his first meeting was with the Raikage. Now, Naruto would meet the Raikage about a month later. From the year time skip, a month would pass, and then he would meet the Raikage. And his village has definitely grown in number. Naruto would then meet the Raikage in a place secluded from most, hidden by many trees, but there was a small opening within the trees which allowed them to sit and talk. Naruto brought some sake for the Raikage, while the Raikage did the same. The Raikage was curious, though. Why was a kid in charge of this village? Or was it just that the kid was sent as a sort of, talking piece for their leader, the Uzu Kage? Naruto would then speak. I am the Uzukage of the village hidden in power. You can call me Uzumaki Naruto, or Naruto Uzumaki. Now, I'd like to discuss a treaty that our ninja cannot fight one another. You want a treaty? Why? I thought you were going to ask for resources in exchange for something else. No. I merely want a treaty between you and my village. Well, are you the leader? Of course I am. I announced myself as the Uzukage earlier. My bad. Sorry. I'm just a little surprised. I've never seen a kid in charge of such a strong village, or at least one of that number. I see. And why the name? Why the name The Village Hidden in Power? Well, it's really simple, eh? Go on. I chose the village hidden in power because our village only has ninja in it, or people with the skill of ninja. Are you kidding me? No. So the reports were true. What did the reports say? That your village was entirely made of Genin, Chunin, and Jonin level ninja. I see. Have you been spying on my village? Yes, if only a little bit. Actually, from my knowledge, all of the Kage have. What do you think of it? Tell me. It's unique, that's for sure. I was expecting you to say that it's magnificent, but either way, can we have a treaty or not? Sure, we can have a treaty. Is there anything else? Yes. I would like to ask. There are 2 Jinjuriki that you have. Well, if you're asking to have either one of my Jinjuriki, I'm not going to give you either one of them. Yes, I was not going to ask that, but I already know. In my opinion, at least from how you talk about them, they seem very special to you. They are. They're like my brother and sister. I see. Well, either way, I would like to request to speak to either one of them. Preferably both, but if only one can come, I am completely fine with that as well, and I wouldn't mind being able to just speak to another. Speak to another? What do you mean? Well, you see, Naruto would lift up his shirt. I am also a Jinchuriki. You've got to be kidding me. His hair is just like Minato. My apologies. This is Rami. When I was editing this video, I realized that I really messed up there, but just don't mind that. I meant to say Minato. I'm serious. Back to the video. Minato. His hair. Just as blonde and starking. His chakra. Just as ominous as that one red-haired chick. Naruto would clear his throat. Oh, my apologies. I was lost in thought. But the Raikage continued to think about it. And he's a Jinchuriki? He has to be from a leaf. With a chakra signature like that. And he's a child. The leaf has only been shown to produce such prodigal ninja at such a young age. Well, the leaf and the hidden cloud village. But besides that, I would know if he was from our village. Hey, kid. Yeah? Are you from the hidden leaf? I was wondering when you were gonna ask. Yes, I was born there. But I left at the age of 8. I see. And now you've created your own village. Am I to believe that you were working with the leaf? No. You were Sukuna, what is it? Naruto had been interrupted by Sukuna inside of his mind. At this point, Sukuna and Naruto can now talk at free will, instead of having to do something that could, kill you. Well, I was just gonna say, he's probably met your father or mother. That's how he knows, at least. I see. Do you think that they were enemies? Most likely. Alright. I am Uzumaki Naruto. You may know my mother and father, though I do not know who they are. Yeah, I know them. Thought so. I have a question. Were they brave? Were they powerful? Your mother was probably one of the strongest women I've ever seen. And your father, well, he could rival my own strength. I see. Who was he, if you don't mind me asking? What? You don't even know who he was? Well, either way. He was the 4th Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village, Minato Namikaze. Naruto paused for a moment. getting back into his normal stature and position. I see. Well, thank you for your time. Send a scout whenever you're... What, Sukuna? Again, Sukuna had interrupted him. Well, would you let me talk to him? Fine. Well, Raikage, I was just gonna ask. While you're at it, can you bring me some more sake? But you're a kid. Well, it's a long story, but... The body I'm in as a kid, but I'm very much an adult. I see. Well, I'll make sure to include some more sake. If you cannot tell, whenever Sukuna tries to talk, Naruto's voice becomes a little like kind of thing. Like he wants to say something, it'll be like hard to explain, but I think you guys get the point. Now, with that being said, Naruto would return to his village. As he would speak to the whole village, I mean, like a public ceremony of sorts. And he would say few words. I promise you all, we will destroy the Leaf Village. Woo! Many of the villagers cheered. That's our Kage. Lord Uzu. Lord Naruto. Many screamed. With that, Naruto walked away as he sat on his own throne. His own palace. And with that, this is the first part of What If Naruto is the Reincarnation of Sukuna. Yeah. With that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If I got anything wrong, please let me know. Since I've really not watched that much. I have watched all of the anime, but I haven't read any of the manga besides chapter 1 in the volume I have that I decided to pick up to distort, or sorry, my bad, to support the manga and mangaka. But with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy it, it would be nice if you guys could follow / subscribe and like the video, maybe comment. But yeah, with that being said, Rami X. Oh. With that, we now get into the second segment of this video. In normal terms, we would call this a part 2. Now, with that being said, Naruto would fall asleep as he would awake in a cold sweat. He would then drink a cup of water that was near his bedside, as he would then walk out, looking down onto his village, his miraculously beautiful village, which even encapsulated his eyes, never mind the likes of the many people who stumbled upon it. With that being said, Naruto would then be asked by Ryomen Sukuna a question. This question was as followed. Get me some paper. We're writing a book. And also, I'm making this weird wheezing sound. I swear I do not have COVID-19, or any sort of COVID or SARS-related thing, or even any sickness or ailment, my bad. But for some reason, I continue to make this wheezing sound, and I just can't stop. I do not know what it is, but that's just how I describe it. Now, with that being said, I hope that does not bother you, and if it does, I'm so sorry, okay? Now, with that being said, Naruto would fetch some paper and a pencil, stuff like that, for Ryomen Sukuna. Sukuna would then ask Naruto if he can switch with him. Naruto was kind of curious of what Sukuna was going to do, so he'd say sure, just as long as he's promised to, have full control still. Sukuna would then switch out with Naruto, as Sukuna, in Naruto's body, would pick up the pencil / pen, as he would start to write. A book on the god of the village. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, this is basically the religion that they're going to follow. He's creating a religion, in fact. The religion of Ryomen Sukuna. Now, with that being said, he first created a book that described who Ryomen Sukuna was, and second, a list of rules that they are to follow. With that being said, we will now kind of list off what he was talking about and who Ryomen Sukuna was. Their great god, or at least the person who's going to be the god of the village hidden in power. Ryomen Sukuna. Most refer to him as Sukuna, who is an extremely powerful cursed spirit. This cursed spirit serves as a very powerful curse, known as the King of Curses. He is the undisputed King of Curses. Sukuna, according to legend, was a demon, though in truth he was a human sorcerer. During the prime era of sorcery, 1,000 years ago, sorcerers all around gave their all to defeat him. After his death, his corpse was to be frank, unable to be fully destroyed, and henceforth his remains were scattered, preserved in grave wax, traversed the ages as cursed objects. Some of these cursed objects are what we call ominous auras. Now, with that being said, of course, this is Naruto, so it's not going to follow the exact story of Ryumen Sukuna. Later on, sorcerers saw sorcery as not as useful against people as strong as Sukuna, and to prepare, they would create a new form of sorcery, chakra, which is kind of ironic, as if you didn't know, Kishimoto was actually going to make magic the basis of Naruto. Fortunately, actually, he went with chakra, so, yeah. But anyway, the sorcerers needed to protect themselves from greater threats that may arise in the future, so they created a chakra, which is easier to work on people like Sukuna. But also, unfortunately for the sorcerers, no threats like Sukuna would ever arise, as miraculously all curses disappeared when Sukuna had been defeated. Now, back to the story. Now we're gonna go with the religion's rules. I in no way am trying to disrespect any religion. I was gonna name some like Christianity, Buddhism, that kind of thing. But there are so many religions that I don't know what religion you may be from, and I just don't want to offend you. So the rules go as followed. It's kind of like a ninja religion. So the first rule is to never give up. Now, just to never give up in the face of combat, and just to try to never give up and do your all. Now, the second goal is to always have faith. Always to have faith in your ability, always to have faith in Ryoma and Sukuna, always to have faith in Naruto Uzumaki / the Uzukage of the village hidden in power, and things like that. So, to always have faith, right? Next is the rule of destiny. Now, Sukuna himself doesn't believe in destiny, but if you do believe in destiny, sure. Now, with that being said, destiny in Sukuna's eyes is just the destiny to fight, the destiny to continue going. So, to always have destiny is just another way of saying to always have faith, to always never give up. And those are basically most of the rules for Sukuna's religion. Besides being a strong warrior with a will like none other, that's about it as far as that department goes. Now, with that being said, Naruto would then ask inside of his own subconscious if Sukuna was done, or if he wanted to talk about maybe what Sukuna looked like. Naruto thought about what Sukuna was going to say, as Sukuna would respond. Fine, I'll talk about my appearance in that 1,000 years ago, quote unquote. He would then start to write again. Sukuna's past appearance is described as a demon with 4 arms and 2 faces. He now appears similar to the host he is in, but with spiked hair and with special forehead, nose, cheeks, and torsos. It is believed that the great Naruto Uzumaki, who is currently the Uzukage of the village in power, is the current vessel of Sukuna, my apologies, and also, in other words, is the person who had Sukuna's grace and currently has it. Sukuna also has 2 lines on both his wrist, upper arms, circles on both his shoulders, with a dot in each, 2 segmented curve lines on his chest, and 2 lines are his in his stomach, while possessing Naruto. Sukuna wears a light-colored kimono with a black edge, a black scarf, and black shoes. Sukuna has a sadistic personality, but to all of his followers, he is a kind-hearted man. And from time to time, he likes to see his enemies suffer. He's also very, very greedy, and always wants to stay in control of the situation, without caring about the consequences, unless it involves the people who believe in him. Now, with that being said, put simply, Naruto would ask him if he wants all this information out there that Sukuna's, living in Naruto basically, and that Naruto's his reincarnation / in a way vessel. And Sukuna would say it's all right. They'll have more faith in you, and they'll be much more, I guess you could say, just nice in a way to him. So, with that being said, he would allow it. Naruto would be perfectly fine with this, as he would decide that there's been enough writing for the day, and that he would decide to train. With that being said, a few months would pass, and the religion was now a full-blown thing. It's called Sukunism. I know. Interesting name. I was going to call it Narutoism, but that's going to be something else. Now, to combat Sukunism and its great, I guess you could say, rise, Naruto would create his own religion, Narutoism, which was just the religion of belief and belief. To never give up as well, but to also always believe that you can do it. Now, with that being said, Narutoism was just to divide the people's religions, not to divide them, so not to cause any conflict or anything, but to give everybody their choice, to make them more interbonded. It's, they're both, how to explain this, they're both still, like, the same religion at base, but they're just under different names, and, some choose to follow Sukunism, and some choose to follow Narutoism. Now, with that being said, a few more months would pass, and now Naruto is ready to take down the Leaf. He had 10 times his initial amount of bandits that was required for him to decide to take the Leaf, so he thought himself to be ready. He geared up, now sporting attire similar to that of the Tsuchikage, Mizukage, Raikage, Hokage, and even the Kazekage. Naruto would then start his march towards the Leaf Village, with 90,000 soldiers following in his footsteps. Why only 90,000? Well, because he had to leave some soldiers at the village. What if people came? What if people tried to invade? Now, with that being said, the retainers of Naruto and the retainers of Sukuna had also come. Naruto's retainers were a little special. They had fragments of the Nine-Tails chakra within them. Basically, what Naruto had done was make a ninja, because there are many ninja with many Keki Genkai within his village, since there are a lot of bandits, a lot of different people, right? One of them has an absorption ability, and he basically made that ninja absorb his Nine-Tails chakra and place it in other ninja, which is one of the abilities that this man has. This man is known as Kano. Kano's not too special, but he is somebody that Naruto trusts, and trust enough to, take some of his Nine-Tails chakra and put it into somebody else. Now, with that being said, these fragments really can come in handy for the retainers of Naruto. Now, the retainers of Sukuna are just very skilled, and it just kind of balances out everything. Now, with that being said, they would arrive at the Leaf Village, or at least very close to it. Now, their goal was to attack the next day, as they've basically surrounded the Leaf Village in a circle, and their goal is to basically attack from all sides and, devastate the village, destroy it. Now, the time would strike dawn, as Naruto would awake. Sukuna, Naruto would say, as he would walk towards the village. This is all so real. Yes, it is, Naruto. Are you glad that we've been able to accomplish all of this? Of course I am. Now, Sukuna, let's destroy these insects. Naruto would then walk up to the front gate, as many ninja went up the sides of the village. So, how are you, sir? One of the villagers I guess you could say one of the villagers' gatekeepers, or one of the village's gatekeepers, would say. Naruto would then respond, I am real man. As a sound similar to the one that you're hearing now would occur. It was a tornado-like sound. As the villager, / I guess ninja, would be prepared to fight this man. Naruto would then smirk, seeing the sweat trickle down the village gatekeeper's, forehead, as he would say, Now, don't worry. Your death will be quick. A huge tornado would then come spiraling in, as Naruto would watch as they got swept in it. This would also cause many of the trees around the Leaf Village to be broken off as well, providing the ninja / bandits turned ninja a lot, and I mean a lot, more leeway to, climb up the village's walls and stuff like that. Now, with that being said, Naruto would then walk into the village. Now, if you don't recall, maybe you do, maybe you don't, there is actually a chakra barrier which actually detects different chakra signatures that aren't native to the leaf, so they would immediately be sensed, and the village would go on lockdown, meaning all civilians are out. Or in other words, just ninja. Now, a lot of ninja were on missions, meaning that in actuality, the leaf had less ninja than the village in power. Now, how much less? About 50,000. Meaning it was about 50,000 to 100, or 2 to 1 in other, terms. Now, with that being said, the village hidden in power had a lot more tuning and joning than the leaf did as well, so it was kind of a bit hard, so to speak, for them to even, do this. Fight. The Hokage looked at the situation, and being blunt about it, the third Hokage dismissed it, deciding to continue the fight. With that being said, Naruto would run into that purple-haired shinobi that he ran into all those years ago. And even though Naruto's appearance had now fully taken on the shape of, somebody who looks like Sukuna's vessel, even so, Hinata recognized him, even with all the marks and black lines all over his body. Hinata would ask if he came back to see her, as Naruto would shake his head. Unfortunately, no. I came back to destroy this wretched village. Wait, what? Naruto would then whistle. Hey, Didon. Yeah, what's wrong? Didon would say. Hey, can you make sure that this girl doesn't get hurt? She's an academy student. I see. Well, why? Don't worry about the situation, but if she has any requests, just do them, alright? But just don't hold her over her free will. If she wants to go and die, then let her go and die. Affirmative, sir. As Naruto Uzumaki's retainer, I will do whatever he asks of me. Didon would then ask Hinata to come with him, as Hinata would be curious of what he meant, so, he would. As Didon would then decide to just stay and protect Hinata. Naruto would then go deeper into the village, as many ninja fighting were around him. Many dead ninja from the village hidden in power, and many dead ninja from the village hidden in the leaves. Naruto was disgusted as he saw the men who he had cared for, one by one, get defeated by the Leaf Village. With that, he would walk even deeper in, until he was in the heart of the village. Here, he saw the third Hokage fighting 20 of his ninja. Naruto would then smirk. Let's see what you got, old man. Naruto would rush towards the third Hokage, as the third Hokage was distracted by the ninja he was already fighting, all Chunin and Jonin rank. Naruto would then charge up a Rasengan. How did he learn this jutsu? Well, he learned it by just, well, gathering scrolls, learning new jutsu, and creating new jutsu. Now, with that being said, the real answer is that he got it from the scroll ceiling. In the midst of the time skip, he decided that he wouldn't, go and grab scrolls from the Leaf Village as he might get caught, but he had decided that he wouldn't go himself. He would send a ninja from his village, and they had managed to get a copy of, well, the scroll ceiling. With that being said, Naruto would then fight the third Hokage. The third Hokage was surprised as he would pull out his Enma staff, blocking with it. Naruto's Rasengan would slam into it as it would soon dissolve. Naruto would then grunt. So annoying. What do you think, Lord? Naruto would stop himself from saying Lord Hokage or Lord Third, and instead would say, Old Man. Hiruzen would smirk. Well, is it to you, Naruto? Don't call me by my real name. Just say, Lord Usukage. No, it can't be. What do you mean it can't be? You're the great Uzukage that I've heard so many stories about? Yes, I am. Men, gang up on this old geezer. Do whatever it takes. I want to see him dead. Yes, sir. They would all then attack Hiruzen, as slowly but surely, Hiruzen would win this battle. No ifs, no buts. 20 of Naruto's ninja are not beating Hiruzen, the full-blown Hokage. But he is definitely now injured and is only at about 70 to 50% of his actual power, as he's now very, very, very exhausted. Naruto would then walk even closer to Hiruzen. Now that we're face to face, is there anything you want to tell me? No. I have no words for you. A better response is that you have no words for the son of Minato Namikaze. How did you? You see, leaving this village has opened my eyes. Never mind the newfound strength that I've acquired. Naruto would bite his thumb. Summoning jutsu. Tactful. Giant. A massive giant would appear. It wasn't like giants that they describe in stories, but nor like giants that you and me may be familiar with in works of fiction. This giant didn't even look like anything. It was merely a gust of chakra, a giant piece of chakra in the form of what a humanoid giant would look like. Naruto would then order it to split, as it would speak. Yes, master. There was now 1,000 of these chakra-like beings who were in humanoid shape, as the third Hokage could foresee his demise. Never mind the fact that I now know of my true origin. I also have gotten stronger and have true freedom. You should be honored that the son of the fourth Hokage will be this village's next leader. What? Is this all a ploy just to become Hokage? No. It's all a ploy to destroy the leaf. Then we will rebuild. This village will just disappear. And maybe, if you are nice enough, I'll keep the Hokage status as a thing, and I'll keep the Hidden Leaf Village as its own place. Not to say that I'm not gonna take it over. I see. So whatever I do, you're still going to. Yes, I'm still going to kill you. Hiruzen Sarutobi. That's her full name. Meet me, Uzumaki Naruto. Now, water style. Water serpent jutsu. From Naruto's arm, 3 snake-like beings would grab onto Hiruzen, holding him tight. Naruto would then create another jutsu, / release one, with his other hand. Now, Earth style, dynamic spears. 2 earth spears / pikes in a way, would stab into Hiruzen, causing him to bleed. Hiruzen would cough up blood. Damn it. How have you done this so quickly, without using any of those chakra beings? You're right. Maybe I should have used them, so you could see one final jutsu before your demise. You think I haven't seen stuff like that in my time? No, I don't think I know. Now, Naruto would release another jutsu. Lightning Spear, Heaven's Arrow. The chakra warriors would then form into a almost 10 feet tall man of chakra, as they would launch an arrow towards the third Hokage. This arrow would go right through the third Hokage, which would cause him to now lose a lot of blood. This arrow had put a hole directly through the third Hokage, and it was a very, very, very big hole. The third Hokage looked at Naruto in shock, as Naruto would tell the chakra men, and I guess women too, to destroy the rest of the village. Hiruzen then watched as houses, towers, buildings, restaurants, shops, and all of the above fell to the ground. The things that the people of the Leaf Village had, accomplished over years and years of their lives had now been destroyed by mere chakra beings, by one man who he couldn't even ask the Hokage stop. Hiruzen would then look up as he was so angry and so sad. Why, Minato? Why did this have to be your son? Why did he have to turn out like this? It's not fair. It's so unfortunate. Anyway, I guess I'll have to use it. Why, Naruto? What was that, old man? Hiruzen would then use the Reaper Death Seal, as Naruto was surprised at what was happening. He didn't understand. The Reaper would then reach his hand towards Naruto, as Naruto would evade. He would then tell his chakra warriors to immediately go for the beast that was the Reaper of the Death, as the Reaper would dismiss itself, looking at Hiruzen with a stone-cold face, as he spoke in a tongue that Hiruzen didn't understand. Or, in other words, I'm sorry, but this man is too powerful. Hiruzen would then look up at the sky as his tears filled with water. He would then smile. Well, at least I lived a good life. Naruto now took a sword out from his sheath, or side in other words, as he would then put it directly over Hiruzen's heart. Goodbye, Hiruzen. I hope you're the best in the afterlife, and only the afterlife. And with that, a quick slapping-like sound would be made, as Hiruzen, the third Hokage, was no more. Naruto then looked back as he wondered what he had done. How grave was his mistake? Was it even a mistake? What should he do now? He would then yell out that they have won, and in actuality they had. About 49,000 ninja were captured from the Leaf Village by Naruto's forces. 964 were injured. 32 were now immobile, so they couldn't do anything, they couldn't move, they're out of being a ninja entirely. And with that, the remaining amount of ninja who were not with us anymore was a measly number of 4 to 6. Naruto was happy. Only 6 ninja. All Chunin, who shouldn't even be fighting. What he means by this is Chunin who were so old that they had already retired. With that, Naruto smiled at the new dawn of a Leaf Village. Naruto then let the Leaf Villagers evacuate. And basically what I mean by that is get out of the evacuate chamber, as he would then release to them a message. I am Uzumaki Naruto, the leader of the village hidden in power, also known as the Uzukage. They say that my village is powerful, that it is even rivaling the great nations, and they are not wrong. Look what happened to you. So many ninja out on missions, they couldn't even protect you. You over there. You look distraught. Why is that? My business. It's called Ichiraki's Ramen Shop. And your guys, they destroyed it. Well, I am sorry, but don't you worry. Everyone who has lost someone, or even something. What is it, Sukuna? Just tell them and you'll make it all better. I will make everything better. You understand? Huh? I will rebuild your restaurant. It will be much more magnificent, much more bigger. You'll have more employees, and all of that. Those who lost homes, I will rebuild your homes. You'll have better stuff, better things. And those who lost their wealth, I will re-give you your wealth. And I will give you the greatest life that you could ever have in a village like this. This village will be known as the New Leaf Village, governed by the Hokage and former Uzukage / leader of the village hidden in power, Uzumaki Naruto. All of the villagers were astounded, and all of the ninja who were, well, I guess you could say imprisoned. I will lead this village, and though you may not like my rules, not to the civilians, but the ninjas, trust me, I am the right leader for this village. I promise you that. Naruto would then walk away, as with the help of Naruto's chakra warriors and people wanting to help out, as well as Naruto's ninja and the imprisoned ninja, the village would be rebuilt in 3 days, entirely, and better than ever. Naruto's promises had all come true in 3 days, and the villagers were the happiest they could be. Naruto would then announce something else. Now, with that being said, I will increase all of your wealth. I will make you all have the greatest lives you could have. So Naruto would do that. And with that, he would announce one more thing. And now, as you may or may not know, I was the former leader of the village hidden in power. I was the Uzukage. So, we will be building an underground system that leads directly to the village hidden in power. There, people, no matter your skin color, religion, likes, beliefs, and all of the above. It doesn't matter who they are. They can be in either the village hidden in power or the village hidden in the leaf. And with that, Naruto would walk away from the public speaker as he looked at the sky. I think I've done it, Sukuna. I think I've... You think you've what, you stupid brat? I think that I've accomplished my life goal. Your life goal? And what was that? Don't you know? I want world. I want war. I want world. I want world peace. World peace, huh? Well, aren't you the interesting one here? Well, I can't tell you that you're wrong for wanting that. There was a time when you were merely a baby where I would have been okay with a reality like that. So I guess that I'll be fine with a reality like it. A reality where world peace is real. A reality there where no one goes starving. See, you've really changed me, Naruto. But that doesn't mean that I'm not Sukuna. That I'm not Ryomen. Yeah, I know. But what's that supposed to mean? It means if you're ever fighting someone, I might just go bat crazy and kill them. Well, isn't that a response only worthy of Sukuna himself? Yes, it is a response only worthy of Sukuna Ryomen. A few more months would pass after this current point in time, as Naruto has continued to govern both the land of, well, I guess fire, in essence, as, well, to be clear here, Konoha / the Hidden Leaf Village is in the Land of Fire, so in part he's kind of governing the Land of Fire, but just the Leaf Village, just to make that clear. And he also has governed, or rather continued to govern, the Land of Power. But, unfortunately, there was a sudden disturbance. Somebody was trying to contact Sukuna. Sukuna grabbed his head in rage and also in pain. He had a massive headache. Naruto would ask Sukuna what was wrong, as Sukuna would say that somebody's trying to contact him. Naruto would ask who, as Sukuna wondered the same thing. He would then think to himself, as he would then remember somebody who he had thought that he had forgotten. This person's name was King of the Otsutsuki, Kami, or, in other words, God Ryomen. This is a man that Sukuna met back 1,000 years ago in the ninja timeline. So basically, let's do a little bit of history. 1,000 years before Sukuna was even a thing, that's when all the Sage of Six Paths stuff happened. So basically, we're pushing that back 1,000 years. Then 1,000 years later, that is what is known as the Age of Sukuna, or Age of Ryomen. Some call it whatever. Now, 1,000 years later is now current time. So current ninja timeline is 1,000 years after Sukuna was defeated. And 1,000 years before that is when, well, the Sage of Six Paths made the Biju and stuff like that. And defeated the Ten Tails. And Kaguya, of course. Now, with that being said, Sukuna had remembered that in his younger years, he had actually met the King of the Otsutsukis. And, in fact, the King of the Otsutsuki admired Sukuna, so much so that he named himself after him. As, if you were paying attention, the King of the Otsutsuki's name is God Ryomen, or Ryomen, and others call him Kami. Now, with that being said, Naruto would ask what they would do, as, well, he can't just have Sukuna being immobile from all the pain. Sukuna would say that I think he wants to contact me for a battle. Naruto wondered that if they were so much, alike, and if they were friends, that kind of thing, why would they want to fight each other, as he would ask this question. Sukuna would then say, probably because he wants to erase me off of this earth. So are we gonna fight him? Of course we're fighting him. Did I not just tell you I'm Sukuna Ryomen, the king of curses? Yeah. Alright. Now, Sukuna, How do we even get to this King of Otsutsuki place? Well, that's kind of tricky to say, but I think I might know a way. Know a way? You're gonna want to perform a jutsu. You'll have to sacrifice 10 of your own men's chakra, or at least their ability to use chakra. But nevertheless, we will be able to get there and back, one time over. Fine. If it means that my goals can be accomplished as well, I don't mind going along with you, Sukuna. Perfect. Alright then. Naruto would then grab 10 of his weakest men. They were men at that, and they were powerful for him. They were also hand-trained by Naruto, so it was kind of sad to see them go. But they would, of course, gladly sacrifice themselves for Naruto, as a dimension would then open for Naruto and Sukuna to cross into the land where only Otsutsuki lay. Naruto would walk through the dimension, as he was there in an instant. People with gray, blue, blonde, purple, white, and all of the above kinds of hair walked around him. Naruto looked at himself and then looked at the people around him. Is it normal for people to jump dimensions? Well, Naruto, most Otsutsuki can do it, so it's semi-normal. I see. I suppose I should have known that. Anyway, where can we find this Ryomen? Well, you see the biggest tower on your left? Yeah, I see it. That's probably where he's gonna be. Just tell them that your name is Sukuna. They'll let you through. Alright. Naruto would approach the gate, as there stood 2 mid-ranking Otsutsuki. They would ask what Naruto wanted, as Naruto would scoff. The name's Sukuna. What do you want? They would immediately bow down to Sukuna, as... Well, Sukuna's not really Naruto, but I think you guys understand. They're bowing down to Sukuna, but they're really bowing down to Naruto. Naruto would then walk right past them, as he continued up a long flight of stairs. Naruto would then turn on his left, and then his right, and then up another flight of stairs. As in front of him now stood the king of Otsutsukis. Beside him was a maiden of sorts, who also appeared to be a member of the Otsutsuki, sporting no hair and royal attire. Naruto looked at both of them, as he would ask Sukuna in his subconscious if these are the right people. Sukuna would laugh. Naruto, I'll need to take over here. Fine. You have 3 minutes. That's more than enough. Sukuna would then switch places with Naruto, as Sukuna would speak to Ryomen. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yes, it has, Sukuna. Did you hear my calling? Yes, and it was such a pain in the ass. You could have made it a little quieter, don't you think? Well, you are the king, are you not? Whatever. Well, I would dismiss this maiden of yours before you get embarrassed in front of her. You're gonna embarrass me? Something would fall down behind the king of Otsutsuki, as he would look. Sukuna / Naruto would then appear right behind him. Well, this is still Sukuna talking, for your information. This new vessel I have, I was actually reincarnated into him. So do you know what that means? No, I don't. His power is also mine, and he possesses one of the Biju. Even if we were even back in your heydays. It doesn't mean that we're even now, Ryomen. Don't speak to me with such formality. Speak to me with... You can just call me by my real name. I won't dare. You don't deserve me to call you by your real name. Ryomen. Sana, Ryomen would say. Sana was the maiden that Sukuna was telling Ryomen to, take somewhere so that she didn't see him get embarrassed by Sukuna. He would then speak only 2 words. Kill him. Sana would quickly burst into action, grabbing 2 swords by her side, as she would slash into Sukuna, cutting him in half. Sukuna's head would also be chopped off, as it would fall into the ground. With his head now spinning out of control, and his eyes rolling into the back of his head. It looked as if he was dead. His lower half would then fall to the ground, on its knees, no longer moving. Ryomen would then scoff. It had seemed that he's fallen out of his prime. Damn it. Sana. Yes, Master Ryomen? This man was supposed to be more of a challenge. Sorry about that. It's not your fault, but it is a little unfortunate. Naruto would now be talking to Sukuna, as he would ask what that was all about. Are we dead now? Naruto would ask. Sukuna would shake his head. No, I'm merely baiting them. The minute that they decide to get either Otsutsuki to clean it up, or they themselves to clean it up, that's when I'll jump bodies. Jump bodies? You never told me you had a jumping body ability. Well, through using the chakra bestowed upon me thousands of years ago, I can possess other bodies while still having my physical here, within your subconscious. I see. So you're not actually able to permanently stay in their body. No, I can if I wish. But in most cases, they aren't compatible with me. They need enough Sage 6 paths relation. I see. Well, who are you going to jump ships with? The king himself? Probably the maiden. Though, if not, I can just absorb the chakra of whoever touches me. I see. Will it be instant? Almost instantaneous, yes. If they're mid or high ranking, I'll probably be able to zap them dry in 2 seconds. I see. With that, he was right. 2 high-ranking Otsutsukis would come into the room, as they would grab Sukuna. Or Sukuna's lower half, to be exact. They would then look at Master Ryomen. All of the Otsutsuki who actually lived in the palace addressed him as Master Ryomen. Not God, or Kami Ryomen, or God Ryomen. Master Ryomen. Yes, what is it? What's the matter? Why isn't his body... It's so They would both then fall to the ground, as Ryomen wondered what was happening. Sana, throw his body out of the window. Sana would nod, quickly grabbing Sukuna's body and throwing it. Unfortunately for her, she no longer had a hand. Her hand was now shriveled up, and it almost looked as if she was already dead. At least her hand. Sukuna's body would then re-emerge, as he would ask Ryomen how long he wants to play around. Ryomen would be surprised, and he would smirk. See, Sano, I knew that something was fishy. At least I was wrong. He's still as strong as ever. Well, now that I have enough chakra to leave your body, Naruto, at least... What's the time? Up there it says 6, 7, 8. Oh, alright. I should be good to go for about, give or take, 20 minutes outside of your body. I'll have to create a physical form with the chakra that I stole. Unfortunately, Naruto, you won't be able to get any extra chakra, because I'll be using it to fight them. You're going in alone? No. Sukuna would clap both of his hands together, as a physical form of Sukuna would re-emerge from Naruto's body, with Naruto also being fine. Ryomen would then tell Sano to stand aside, as Sukuna would quickly slice Sano into bits. That's what you get, stupid girl. Unfortunately, you were born in the wrong era. Had I met you 1,000 years ago, maybe I would have spared your life. Actually, maybe you could have been my maiden. Personal servants of sorts. You look so kind. But you chose to follow Ryomen and not Sukuna. Naruto would then walk towards God Ryomen with Sukuna, as a 2v1 would ensue. Naruto would fight Ryomen with all he had. For hours and hours they dueled it out, with Sukuna assisting at every single chance he got. Every single weak spot, every single opening, he would hit Ryomen. Slowly but surely, he would start to be beat, as he would jump back, breaking off one of his horns. He would then yell out, "Platonic." Sukuna would remember 1,000 years ago he had used a technique like this to destroy the Otsutsuki's planet, at least the former one that they lived on, and then liberate it. After liberating it, he called it Ryomen, the capital of the Otsutsuki clan. With that, he knew what to do. He couldn't let Ryomen get the attack off, so Sukuna would rush towards him. "You think that you can beat me?" Ryomen would ask, as Sukuna would pause, continuing to run. He didn't know what to say, but then he would smirk. "Yes, I think I can beat you. I am Sukuna Ryomen, the king of curses." Sukuna would then yell out, "Devastating pulse. Wrath of a curse." Naruto would then yell out his own jutsu. "Platonic Rasengan. Devastating. Heavenly Rasengan." Both of their attacks would be slammed into Ryomen, as he would finish his attack, just in the instance that they hit them. With that, all three of them would suffer severe injury. Ryomen would fall on his face entirely, with Naruto and Sukuna on their knees. Naruto then looked at Ryomen as he twitched. Naruto would quickly use another Rasengan, slamming it into Ryomen and breaking his second horn. Ryomen now laid on his side, as he asked why Sukuna really came. Sukuna would then say, "To reclaim my other half." "Reclaim your other half? What do you mean?" "The real reason why you named yourself Ryomen was the influence of myself. Long ago, I broke into 2 pieces. Unfortunately for me, I had to fight you. But now I'll be taking me back." "Does that mean?" "Yes, it does mean. It will mean that you're just an ordinary Otsutsuki. One who can lead, but ordinary nevertheless. Just another high-ranking Otsutsuki with ambitions to the roof." Sukuna would pick Ryomen up by the head, as he would then push all 5 of his fingers into his head. Different spots. For example, chin, cheeks, head, forehead to be more exact. That kind of thing. Ryomen would then swing from side to side in Sukuna's hands. As Sukuna would say, curse absorption. Chakra would then build up around Sukuna's hand, as it would quickly emerge back into Sukuna. With that, Sukuna now had a full physical body, and no need to go back into Naruto. Nevertheless, he didn't mind being in Naruto. It was a place he could enjoy, but even so, he would rather be free. Who wouldn't? Unfortunately, Naruto, you'll continue to live for many more years than the average human. Wait, what? What do you mean? Well, since you are my living reincarnation, you could possibly live for hundreds, no, thousands of years. What the hell? Who said I wanted to live that long? Well, who said you had a choice in becoming my reincarnation? No one. Now, with that being said, you and I shall part ways here. I will not disturb Earth. I have better things to do. Though, I would like you to continue with your ambition. At least the ambitions that you told to me long ago. The ones where, I don't know, something about unity. Yeah, of course I will. But what does this mean? It means that you'll have fragments of my power still within you. But you'll be free to do whatever you want, Uzumaki Naruto. So is this where we're parting ways? Yes. I no longer need to jump through the portal back. You can do that alone, Naruto. Rather, I'm going to go to a place where I'll feel much more at home. I see. You mind if I ask where this place is? Well, first of all, I'm going to be choosing my next reincarnate. What? And second of all, I'm going to be going to an alternate dimension. An alternate dimension? One where you don't exist, Naruto. One where chakra doesn't even exist. What? Well, put simply, that reality is known as the reality of Jujutsu. The reality of Jujutsu. Well, Naruto, don't dagger on it too long, as it's no good for you. You'll never be able to go there anyway. Well, I think I already know my next reincarnate's name. His name is Itadori. Itadori Yuji. Is it fun? Is what fun? Choosing your next reincarnations? Okay, you can stop referring to them as reincarnations if you want. You can just call them vessels. And no, it's not fun. Me and you grew a pretty good bond, in my opinion. And now I must leave to create a new bond with somebody unfamiliar to me. And now I'm a changed man, thanks to you, Naruto. So I'm not the same. Maybe 100 years back. No, 20, maybe even 10. It would have been fun. But now that I know what me giving this power to people does, it's not the greatest thing in the world. Knowing that one's life will indefinitely change course is a little different. There's been times where I've reincarnated into people who had normal lives, who had families. Once attaining my power, those things that they loved and cared for no longer existed. It's also an annoyance putting things together. For you, it was a little different, since you were kind of born into it. This time, the guy, Yuji Itadori, or Itadori Yuji, well, he's already going to be living his life. I think he's going to be around your age, well, the age you're at now. And he's quite strong already. Nothing compared to you, Naruto, but for the average human, he's definitely there. Now, with that being said, there is a part of me who doesn't want to do it, but I, Sukuna, will live on for ages to come. So it doesn't really matter. And in some way or another, I like to cause chaos. Unfortunately, due to the fact that I'm shifting into an alternate reality, I may not remember anything. Well, I'll have distant memories of our time together, but I won't be the same person. As I shift into this alternate reality, I'll probably be my old self. You know, the one you knew when you were maybe 4 years old. You mean the one who tormented me in my dreams? The one who didn't give a damn about me nor society? Oh, you said I still give a damn about those brats in your society. But yes, that one. It is a little bit of a bother. And in this alternate dimension, I might not even be in my full form from the get-go. What do you mean? Well, I wasn't in my full form in this one, so what's to say I'll be in my full form in the next? You weren't? No, Naruto. One of the main reasons Ryomen could even call me, or, the king of the Otsutsuki, well, it was because half of me resided in with him. It resided within him? Yes, it did. And part of that is why I now have my physical body back. I see. Well, yeah, you probably won't spawn him with your full body then. It is a little fun to guess, how my next vessel will be my vessel. Maybe through a finger of mine in his reality. Maybe even, I don't know, ashes? Do people eat ashes? No, they don't, Sukuna. Well, either way, I guess this is goodbye, Naruto. Yeah. See you later, Sukuna. I hope the next reality treats you just as good as this one, if not better. Yeah, so do I. Goodbye, Naruto. And with that, Naruto would travel back through the portal which took him to the Otsutsuki's land. But before that, he would figure out more about the Otsutsuki's society. But with that, he would still leave. And Sukuna, well, he had been long gone. And his presence now resided in a boy by the name of Yuji Itadori, a jujutsu sorcerer. And with that being said, this is the conclusion to the main timeline of What If Naruto was Sukuna's reincarnation. Now, as for Boruto and things like that, you may have expected a Naruhina ship as, Naruto and Hinata met when Naruto was leaving the village. But no. In this timeline, Naruto didn't like any of the girls from his village. He didn't see them as special in any way. So he wanted something different. And by different, he meant someone from a foreign land. That foreign land ended up being Sunagakure, or in other words, the village hidden in the sand. And with ease, he took a liking to the woman in this land. But specifically, it was Tamari Kazekage. And with that, Naruto had married Tamari and had 2 children. At this point, he is now 24 and living his best life as Hokage and also Power Kage. And due to the fact that he is now the Kage of 2 villages, he's even decided that he may want to in future be the Hokage, or in other words, just Kage of the Hidden Sand Village. Now, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video / movie. It did take a long time for me to make, but I hope that it was well worth the wait. With that being said, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and Rami X.